Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. Star Citizen Alpha 3.10, the next major patch, looks set to be released to live at the end of June. The features of 3.10 have changed somewhat over the last few months on the roadmap. This video is going to go over the features of 3.10, what we can talk about anyway, and a load of the frequently asked questions about that patch, what you can expect from that 3.10.0 release. Will it have a progress wipe? We don't know for sure yet. Cloud Imperium are trying to keep Alpha UEC and asset progress between major patches, but if there's a good reason to have a actual progress wipe, removing it all because of stability or there's a database issue or something, then they will. And also, even if they do keep your Alpha UEC and asset progress, some people might not see their stuff transferred across because there's bugs and issues and that sort of stuff. That sort of thing does happen. When will Alpha 3.10 go to wider PTU and live? Wider PTU could start as early as the 19th of June. Expect it by the 26th of June. The end of June is the target for live, so expect it to be between the 26th of June and the 3rd of July for a live build based on the progress of that PTU. Will it come with Theatres of War? Theatres of War, that new gamer mode for the electronic access side of things, needs more work before going out to a wider testing group. Theatres of War can be released and deployed separately to a major Persistent Universe patch though, so bear that in mind as well. It's not directly tied to a major patch. I'd expect to see a wider test group maybe in July or August beyond just Eva Carti. Will there be any new ships or other ships and vehicles in 3.10 that aren't listed? Well, currently listed for 3.10, there's only the P-72 Emerald skin and updates to the M50, sort of bringing that racing ship in line with the rest of the Origin series of ships. There could very well be something new in 3.10 though that's not on the roadmap. Star Citizen Leaks found some info pointing at a new mining ground vehicle, the Grey Cat Rock, so that's possible that will be there. It's also very possible that we could see some other straight-to-flyable ships or vehicles. Will we see an Idris mission in 3.10? Well, Alpha 3.9 was supposed to have a mission at the end of the Arlington Gang chain of missions that had you going up against an NPC Idris, and that would take a large number of players working together to take down. This mission was pulled as the Idris wasn't in a good enough place, though after Fleet Week and after 3.9.1, it's more likely that the Idris is more ready for this type of mission and use. We could see the Idris mission in 3.10 live, though it's not been confirmed yet. What new locations are there in 3.10? Well, Grimhex has been upgraded somewhat. It's got new hangars, there's more facilities there, and larger interior spaces. They've sort of like been building a new scramble race track and feature and betting shop for it. Will we get that new scramble race and new racing feature in 3.10 though for Grimhex? I don't think so personally, it's not yet confirmed, but Grimhex is much more suitable now as a sort of major landing location for a lot more ships and players. There's better terrain and planetary detail. They've upgraded and updated height maps and oceans. I've seen shader updates, so this will see planets and moons change a bit, look a lot better, and you might see some movement in geological features and points of interest placements, and that might move around a bit. Water now will react to wind as well and look a lot better. There are new shop locations with items opening up in New Babbage, the factory line, the sort of like premier flagship store of the Microtech brand, where you can grab new Moby glasses, a new high-tech crypto key, and various bits are on display like sim pods and stuff like that will eventually be on sale. There's a knick-knack shop as well that you'll be able to purchase some flare items. There are new items and weapons available around the verse as well. The C-54 ballistic SMG, also the new damage type Electron is coming into 3.10 as well with the Lightning Bolt Co. pistol and snipper rifle. There is a sledge ship weapon update and rebalance as well. We should see some other new items for sale around the verse too. Expect a lot of rebalance for weapons. So what are the new flight model changes in 3.10 that have been talked about recently? Well, we've got some thruster changes, thruster efficiency curve stuff. So generally, thrusters aren't going to respond immediately. This should give ships feeling a bit more weightier, and there's going to be thruster efficiency curves where the thrusters are weaker in atmosphere based on the environment they're used in. Aerodynamics of ships will matter a lot more. This should also take into account damage and the ship mode, so if you've got your wings or landing gear down, that sort of stuff. And this should actually give us a very different experience in atmosphere with a bit more of a detailed simulation, and ships no longer acting like floating turrets is the idea. What combat changes are there then? Well, high-speed combat has been added here, some changes to the way combat works. So we know that when ships are traveling at high speed above SCM, various aspects of their functionality will be impacted. For example, it will take you longer to lock onto a target with missiles, that sort of thing. The idea here is to slow down combat somewhat, or at least make it closer so ships aren't jousting each other. Sort of ships use the safer SCM, more dogfighting speed, so that you can see the pretty ships that you're shooting at close range. At least that's what it looks like Cloud Imperium want to do with that. There are UI updates with ship HUDs, targeting updates that should improve the combat experience. There are ESP and general aiming improvements for weapons and turrets, where there are tweaks to the pip calculations to improve stability for hitting targets in all aiming modes, but also turrets should be a bit more responsive and stable for actually hitting the target. You should see tweaks to ships and weapons for a bit of a rough balance as well in 3.10. What recently slipped off the roadmap for 3.10 then? Elevator panel UI updates, surrendering, which is the ability to power down your ship or otherwise surrender to security forces without combat, and Eddie Parr, the Wally's Bar owner and mission giver, although they are removing that mission giver bartender from 3.10. They are still releasing the bartender AI updates, so the bartenders around the verse will be able to serve players and NPCs as well as operate their bar in a lot more detail. That should actually be quite a good update to those social AI. Will there be less 30k disconnects, crashes, bad server performance and performance issues with 3.10? Cloud Imperium have been working on server improvements, back-end service redundancy and deployment improvements that should hopefully mean there are less issues akin to the problems we had during Fleet Week and the 3.9 branch of the game. 30k errors are an umbrella term for all forms of server and client disconnect, some of which are entirely out of Cloud Imperium's hands. However, they can obviously get the servers more stable. We won't know how successful any improvements or performance updates are, or if there are a load of new performance and bugs and problems with 3.10 until it goes live though, although the indication of what's going on should be in the PTU once that goes to wider PTU. What else is new in 3.10? Well, they've said that there is a trading app coming to 3.10. This is probably the thing I'm most looking forward to. It's very basic, but will allow the sending of merits if you're in prison or just have merits, and Alpha UBC to another player, whether they're online or not. You can search for them, bam, send it to that player. This is a massive change to the game and its economy, giving Alpha UBC much more value and use. You can send it to another player and have them buy a ship, for example. You can do mining ops together and then send the players in the mining op money. It's a little volatile, admittedly, because long-term persistence may or may not carry over your progress from each major patch, but the ability to be able to purchase those ships, work together, mine together, do a lot more, have value, being able to trade and move that money around is actually massive for the economy. Impounding. So this has been added so that infractions can have different fines and durations, allowing light penalties for blocking pads versus harsh penalties for pad ramming. Players lingering over landing area without permission will now see a countdown timer warning them of imminent impoundment should they not withdraw. There's a restricted area rework which will see the spaceports at Lorville and Area 18 operate differently when you request a landing. A flight corridor will show on your HUD, guiding you to your landing area. FPS AI updates are here too, so AI should make use of cover much more effectively, as well as understand what weapons they have equipped and make proper use of it. Hopefully this will see FPS AI being a lot less derpy. Body dragging's here as well, allowing you to drag corpses or incapacitated characters around. And this is not an exhaustive list. There are a few extra bits that we should see in 3.10 live that Cloud Imperium are working on during the PTU phase. We could certainly see some new missions and improvements to current ones, location updates, customization, and some other updates to features, quality of life improvements, bug fixes, and more. And that's sort of it for today, and hopefully that will keep you prepared for when the wider PTU starts and for 3.10 live. But what do you think? Do you think Alpha 3.10 will see a more stable deployment and a more accessible experience without the huge amount of disconnects and accessibility problems that we had in 3.9? What features are you looking forward to? Do you think the financial app will see a big change to the game? What about the flight model and combat changes? Could this see Star Citizen in a much better place for PvP combat, competitive combat, and just just a generally more fun combat experience. Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Every month we have a ship giveaway. For June, it's for an Aspira Tavaran Prowler dropship and Star Citizen game package, kindly supplied by Cloud Imperium. Just comment on any of my videos made during June to be in for a chance of winning that. Oh, what's that? What am I shilling for this month, you ask? Well, the same thing I shill for every month. If you need a VPN, then check out NordVPN. It's a cheap, fast, and has a load of benefits over free VPN services. Consider it for security, privacy, protection, content accessibility, and even to help with bandwidth limits. You also get a shipload of money off via the links below. I am NordGamer. I was going to go with BoardVPN, but that didn't sound right. NordGamer sounds perfect for my shillingness. Also, if you're looking for a gaming PC or a gaming PC upgrade, instead consider Shadow. It's a subscription-based service that starts around $11 or £12 or some euros, and that streams a Windows 10 system to your device, be it another PC, laptop, phone, or TV, using the powers of the internet, and there's a wide range of hardware to meet your needs. It means you don't have to maintain your own rig, so if you dream of 4K gaming and you don't want to break the bank, it's an option. All their services are very suitable for Star Citizen, but there may be a waiting list based on what country and state you are in.